Alright, today we're going to show you how to change the battery on a John Deere 1025R tractor. First thing you got to do is find where to open the hood. That's down here on the front in this little button. You find a screwdriver or something small and long metal that you can push on, so that you can press that little button down here. Right down there. Now it's got the hydraulic arms on it, so after you get it open, all you gotta do is lift. It'll hold itself up. Next thing you gotta do when you're taking the battery out is you gotta take the headlight out on the left side of the tractor. We've already done that bit. The headlight on the assembly has 2 screws already in it. You leave these 2 in the headlight. They will slide out off of here where it's set. It's got framework right here in plastic that holds it in place. The other 2 screws that you have to take off look like this. Okay? They've got springs on them. You need to make sure you keep the springs on there. Don't lose them. Those are important. They go in there just like this. So when you're taking them out, you just got to unscrew it. You can use a wrench or a pair of pliers to unscrew them. I'm going to put them down in the bottom left corner so they don't get lost. When the screws are off, everything stays together on the headlight assembly. You don't have to do anything else with it. It just needs to be off. You can set that down there. Then you're going to take the lines off the battery, and then you're going to lift it out. Take your time with this part. You don't have a lot of space. Now that's removing the battery. Once you got it out, the headlight is going to stay loose until you put the new battery in and secure it, which we're going to get to in a minute. So that's really all there is to it as far as taking the battery out. The main thing we had a problem with was finding how to open this bloody thing because it's a tiny little button that's hard to see. And then there was, of course, the issue of actually getting the battery out with the headlight in the way. John Deere is something we actually had to do. We had to call them and ask them if the headlight was supposed to be taken off, and they said yes. You have to take the headlight off to get the battery out. You could take both out if you want, if you need the extra room, if you got big bulky arms. I don't. I'm a little dude. So it was not required for me to take off both headlights. And then in the reverse, to put the battery back in, make sure your space is cleared so you don't damage anything or take the headlight assembly off like I just did. I'll fix that in a minute. Trying to get this hooked somewhere so it's not in my way. There, stay right there. And then you just wiggle it back in place.
Positive, negative.
You want... Hang on, the headlight line's getting underneath me here. Come here, headlight. Thank you. You want the posts on the battery at the front. This will put your negative on the passenger side of the tractor, or your right when you're sitting in this driver's seat, because there's no actual extra seats. And that'll put your positive on your left when you're sitting in the seat. When you're standing here like I am, for those of you who can't mirror stuff in their head when it's explained to them, you want the positive on your right. And yes, I am a little bit of a condescending ass. It's okay. I can live with myself.
We can't.
Yeah, some people can't live with me. That's okay. Where'd that headlight assembly go? There's no fancy stuff to do for this. It's just a rubber gasket that slides on. I know.
I'm here to help.
Uh-huh. Alright. One thing you don't want to do is cross the lines for the battery and the headlight. If you look down here, you'll see they look mostly the same because of the coverings. So you need to make sure when you're going to put them back on that you don't have any lines crossed. Something else that is recommended to put on is your battery terminal protector. Just take that off.
Squishy, squishy. And rub it all around.
Just squeeze some around there. I don't care for fancy crap. Just take your finger. Rub it around. Make sure you got a nice even layer around the outside of it. You're going to come up with some extra nonsense. It washes out. It's okay. Why does that nut look like that's on there backwards? They both look like that? Alright. I guess they want the nuts on here in reverse. I don't know why. I need a pair of pliers.
I get the pliers. I won't get the pliers.
Uh-huh.
We are now connecting the battery.
This is the most nonsense part because it's a weird angle in a tight space. Slap the little rubber cover back on there. Now the negative, as with most things, doesn't have the fancy little rubber cover. Some newer cars have them, but John Deere doesn't really care, and quite frankly, we don't either.
Background music supplied by Salma High School.
A little better grip. There we go.
Channel locks.
I'm not going to describe every tool I hold up.
Did you put the positive on the positive? I'm just checking. I'm just here for you.
Positive is the red line. Put the positive on the plus sign.
I would probably do it backwards.
Mm-hmm. Since we're having background questions asked for inane nonsense, I figured I'd give a
It's inane.
nonsense answer.
It's not inane. It's not inane. It's inane.
Mm-hmm. How loose did you make this thing?
Look at the other side. Where does the spring go?
The spring goes here. I have to tighten this nut right here all the way down. Oh, you want it? Okay. Alright, now headlight, you need to cooperate. How'd you get this thing on here like this?
I did that 6 months ago. I don't know.
Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to take that all the way
Tell
off.
you what I'm
take that all
gonna
the way off.
do. What's the other side look like?
Interesting how you did that.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you get this out of here without taking the whole thing apart?
You know, I did this 6 months ago.
You know what? I'm just gonna
6 months ago.
wing it. How about that?
Put the spring in.
You know what? If you don't stop helping me in the background when I'm already in the middle of doing what you're saying, we're gonna stop the video.
Can you tell we're related?
Mm-hmm. You guys see that? Spring goes in here between the front frame of the headlight assembly.
Need 4 hands?
Sit down there. Mm-hmm. Let's sit down. I'm gonna be here a minute.
It's probably best.
All right. So you can see what I did on the last one. Take the spring, slide it in between them. That way they look like that. No, 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 no. That's not even screwing on there. There you go. Come here, pliers. Now right now, I'm not tightening the nut, because I gotta get the bolt back into the receiving plastic in here. It's gonna take a few windings to get through there. If I had a fancier set of tools, I'm sure there's a faster, easier way to do this if you have the right kind of sockets for these star tips down here. I do not have any fancy socket nonsense. A pair of pliers works just fine though. Just takes a little bit. Alright, that one's in.
Did you get the spring in?
You know what? I think we're done talking about the spring. It's in place. I don't know why you're asking me that. When you're watching me do it.
Folks, I had to take this out 6 months ago, and I was very irritated when I was doing it. He's just getting the, I don't know, great part of it, because I had to take the battery out with a tea towel. So, yeah, he's professional, and I'm not.
Yeah, you let your bolts get all rusty too.
I was going to bring the WD-40, but I forgot.
I'm trying not to strip your star things.
Yeah, totally feel it.
There it goes. Get a better grip this way. Alright. And your spring popped out from around that one, so we're gonna stop worrying about it. I'll tighten it down with the headlight. Why your nuts don't want to.
This is another reason why I don't do mechanicking. Is because I would have taken a sledgehammer to it and called it good. Oh look, it fits right there. Bam!
It's not really how you fix mechanical issues, but okay.
Hey, everybody has their own way of fixing things, and the sledgehammer is a good fix.
Cooperate. A crescent wrench would work well for this too if you got the right size crescent wrench for this nut. Or an adjustable crescent wrench, which I might have. Can you look in the top part of that bag right there? I think there's a couple of different crescent wrenches slid in the pockets. I know I can see a really big one from here, but I should have smaller sizes in there too.
That is not a crescent wrench.
That is not a crescent wrench. Do you not know what a crescent wrench looks like? That's a pair of pliers.
Sorry.
Okay, look in the very back. You see the really big wrench right there? That's a crescent wrench.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Do you see a smaller one in there? It's okay if you don't. If you don't, just... That's still a pair of pliers. That's a file.
That's a file.
No.
Okay, then just grab the big one and hand me that, please.
The crescent wrench is now in his hand.
Can't find your what?
It fell in the bag.
Did she say earbuds? She said earbuds, right? I heard that correctly?
It was earbuds. How many people
I personally don't particularly like adjustable crescent wrenches
1025
because they like to wiggle as you use them. See what I mean? Tighten up. I'm sure there's some kind of fancy mechanical technique you can use to use these things better. That's not something I know. I just wiggle it around until it's done. He usually gets the job done.
Wiggle it around.
Just wiggle it around, man. It'll get there. Take your time. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
And you were making fun of me.
I'm doing this. I'm not wiggling. I'm not wiggling. I got this. Did you get your earbuds?
Yeah, it was in the bag.
In the bag?
Of course it was in the bottom.
Do you think it was going to be in the top? It fell down.
Gravity had something to do with that, I'm sure.
It fell down. It didn't fly in.
It's going in for a landing. Clear the landing zone.
Earbud. Eek, eek, eek.
It's got a mini little guy down there. Come on down.
Come on. Sorry, we're off topic. We are still doing the battery.
The quest for the missing earbuds has been successfully completed. The reward was the missing earbud.
The missing earbud. We are still
And
battery.
a few laughs for those in the background making fun of the person who lost said earbuds.
Well, it's just, I mean, sometimes it's just easy.
Humor is the spice of life.
Boop, boop.
This is annoyingly time consuming.
And we keep going and going and going.
Need the Energizer bunny over here.
Yeah, we didn't even need batteries. Just pizza.
Alright, to hell with this.
Oh! The fallen tools of the 1025R.
It was going faster with the wrench in the first place. Or wrench, with the pliers. It's going faster with the pliers. Somebody will cut that out and edit it later.
Yeah, we probably won't because I'm a lazy person.
We don't have any of the editing tools for that either. So. It's just something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life, that I may have said the wrong thing on camera. Not that that's not a story of several people's lives, saying the wrong thing on camera. I'll just, join the bandwagon.
Look, everybody, I did research, and it did research for like several days on how to take this battery out and put it back in. And there's nothing, and I repeat, nothing on Google, search, internet, or anywhere else that says, hey, this is a 1025R John Deere
tractor
with...
You gotta take the headlight out to take the battery out. That doesn't say anything anywhere to anybody. So.
It didn't say anything anywhere that says, oh, and yeah, by the way, I have a backhoe attachment. Ooh. And we are back to the battery assessment, changing of the light bulb.
This is literally the longest part if you're using just a pair of pliers.
I mean, we probably could have shortened this, but who doesn't need some kind of, detail or background on the people that you're watching?
Did we give background? I haven't felt like we've given any kind of background. A few sarcastic comments doesn't really count, does it?
Well, I know, but it's just much more fun to go ahead and give people commentary on putting in a battery and taking it out and putting it back in.
Commentary is not background, though. I mean, if you want to get into a descriptive argument about what we're discussing, then it's commentary. And sarcastic commentary at that.
I like commentary. Commentary is
well,
good.
Commentary is no fun if it's not at least a little sarcastic.
Can you talk and work at the same time? Really?
I guess I could.
Oh my God.
I mean, we can end the video here if you'd like. The
No,
next thing
we're
I'm going to
not
do
ending
after
the
finish
video
tightening this bolt
I wanna know
is
if it
closing the
starts.
hood anyways.
I want to know if it starts. Oh, we did get a bird nest out, though. That was kind of cool. Sorry, I missed that. I didn't film it. Yeah, it was a bird's nest right down there in that little hole back there.
Back down in here.
OMG. It was a huge bird's nest. But we did get that out yesterday.
The bird's nest is like right over here somewhere,
Oh.
sitting on the ground.
Oh.
I mean, you're not going to be able to tell with just by the camera. You have to walk over there and point it out.
That's a lot of...
Because it looks like dead grass and dead leaves sitting
it's
on
dead grass.
dead grass and dead leaves.
Yeah.
So without it being circled or pointed at or picked up, nobody's going to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but we did actually get a bird's nest out of this. So, I mean, those are positive things. There were no eggs. There were no birds involved. Everything was hurt. Nothing was hurt. And everything was fine. Everything was just fine.
I hear the train coming. It's rolling round the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Tune
But
in
I
next
bet
week.
that lonesome whistle. See, you just messed me up with
I
whatever
totally-
side comment you just
I
said.
totally-
I was trying to
I know,
hear
but
you
it
and
was
sing at the
funny.
same time, and I messed up my line. Thank you, I appreciate that. We miss you, Johnny Cash.
We miss you, the Big John, the man in black.
Got a little moment of silence there for him. I'm scraping my hand up in here on this other headlight assembly because there's no space for anything for your hands. So, just having a good old time.
OMG, we forgot something.
What?
We didn't tie down the battery.
I'm going to get to that in a minute.
Okay,
I
all right,
wanted
okay.
the
No,
rest
no,
of
we
this
got the
stuff
thing.
done.
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
I'm aware that the bungee cord for the
I got
battery is still
bungee.
sitting on top
I'm
of your
looking
little
at the bungee.
radiator.
I got it. Oh, sorry.
Calm down.
All right. Ignore the blood.
Ah!
Sorry.
That can go over there too.
Okay.
Alright,
This
that's
is how
all
we
in
keep
here.
it.
That's all done.
We take care.
You got a
very
fancy
good
little hook here.
care of our tools.
This is to hold the battery down with the tractor running. It has a couple of little metal hooks down here that you slide this in.
I don't think I can film that because it's way down here.
Just making sure I don't get my hand stuck on anything. And don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams.
What I mean by that is don't cross the wires and don't put the bungee cord around the cords for the batteries and for the headlight assembly. Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams. Bum, bum, bum.
Batteries in place. Headlights back on. Now you just gotta check, make sure your damn thing starts.
That's next week's program. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps you because trust me, OMG, I had nothing, people. Nothing. Have a good day.
And maybe get some proper tools,
Oh, proper tools good.
you know, instead of just using a pair of pliers.
Pliers are good. Pliers are good. See? We showed you how you could do it with pliers.
You can
What else
do
do you need?
almost anything with a pair of pliers.
Pair of pliers and a screwdriver. Have fun, y'all. God bless you.